Tonight I wanna see the bright lights over me. Show me something magical, something beautiful. Come and take me higher, set my world on fire tonight, tonight. Show me everything I want and more. You take me right around the world. Now I'm feeling tonight, got me feeling so right. Best of the good life.
This week on Top Billing, time and distance apart convince Akona Ndungane and Siyanda Stofile that they belong together. Lungangwana and Rosette Mogomotsi know the one for you is worth waiting for. Bonang inspires a breathtaking new lingerie collection. Romance, fun and adventure are the secret ingredients for Jurgen Visser and Minette Tollig. David Visser weds the love of his life, Chenin Smith. Peter Shivute and Tumi Sisulu find each other through a shared love of helping others. And Nico Panaggio brings you all the romance from a vision architect Robin McIntosh had and Duncan and Gail Wilshire believed in.
Good evening and an especially warm welcome to Top Billing as we toast celebrity romances that went from Will You Be My Valentine to Will You Be My Wife? Like Bull's lightning bolt Akona Ndungane, who took 9 years to propose to jewelry designer Siyanda Stofile. Now that is some serious courtship.
A Rugby World Cup champion and 3-time Super Rugby title winner, Akona's defences melted on meeting the enchanting and creative Siyanda, who's also the driving force behind her own jewellery business.
We actually met in East London. He used to live very close to my home, and I used to see him jogging past my house in the mornings. And it started becoming a habit. Although now his twin brother suspects it was him that was jogging, but that's a story for another day. But we basically met through a mutual friend, and it sort of developed from then.
Akona, was it love at first sight?
I think it was. When I saw her, I knew that one day she will be my wife. And I think once we started dating and going out and getting to know each other, that's when it actually became official. I knew that from that day, she was going to be the one.
Held at the Centurion venue, the big day showcased Siyanda's artistic side. As founder of Butter Jewelry, her decor was a breath of fresh air.
It looks absolutely amazing. You've turned things upside down, used mirrors where you generally wouldn't find them, but it all works.
Thank you. Yeah, that's our whole philosophy about design, is take something from its original form and turn it into something else. So we take mirrors, we turn them into vases, we glue them onto things, whatever we can think of just to push the creative envelope. And the whole thing that we wanted to create here was a touch of heaven. We want people to walk in here and feel like, wow, I've never seen this before.
Elegance was the theme, and the bejeweled cake was a showstopper.
Oh my goodness, Anton, there are cakes and then there are cakes.
We felt that we had to go quite big and grand with the cake because I think Siyanda as a jewellery designer. So in this cake, there's basically two aspects to it. You basically got the cake that normally is originally designed with opulent designs, but the thing is then we literally took the stand and we created layers of jewellery for the stands as well.
Is everything edible on this cake?
Completely.
That's amazing.
The rose pistachio, lavender velvet and chocolate cake was rich reward for a man with over 100 caps in Super Rugby. At last, he had a weekend off.
Akona, how are you? You look so relaxed. For somebody who's getting married today, I'm like, shouldn't your palms be sweaty? And why are you wearing your ring? What's going on?
I think I'm relaxed because I've done this before. But the person you're looking for is my brother there.
Oh my gosh! Identical twins. Of course I would do something like that. I didn't realize that your brother had already said I do. So are you ready to step into that next level of your life?
Yeah, well, he's taking the lead, so I was just asking for some tips.
Who's older? Who's older?
I am. By 5 seconds. So we're basically the same. Yes.
For something blue, the bride chose these shoes, a nod to the groom's rugby team.
Oh, Sia, you look absolutely amazing. I think you're gonna make me cry. It'll be probably the first wedding I've ever cried at, but you look beautiful.
Thanks, Franz. I love this dress because it sort of reflected me best. It's very simple, but it's got like a bit of excitement in the back. I love the long train, and I think it's going to be something that Akona can look forward to, and my mom will love as well.
Wendy, Sia's dress really reflects her personality so well.
Definitely. I believe the simplicity of the mermaid silhouette perfectly fits her simple, laid-back personality. If you look at the back, the romantic lace with the diamante buttons is just something that finishes off the dress nicely for someone like Sia that doesn't want to over-accessorize.
After their 9-year relationship, 2 years of which were long distance, this religious couple chose a traditional Anglican ceremony. It proved very emotional.
Sia is the baby of the family. She's my little niece, and to see her getting married today was just too emotional for me. And to see her in that dress, I just couldn't hold myself.
I think the best thing that could have ever happened to Akona is finding a wife like Sia, because she really grounds him. She's perfect for him for that, and I wish them all the best.
In sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, and to honor and Lord till death us do part.
She looked just so beautiful. The service was stunning. The emotions of the family when they spoke, everything just came together so beautifully. It's also special.
Well done to Akona for choosing a lovely wife. Hopefully we get back together in like 20 years time just to celebrate their 20th anniversary, so I'd love that.
The crystal cake wasn't the only custom wedding creation. The couple's fragrances were made from essential oils blended especially for this trend-setting bride and her much-admired husband.
Akona was my first roommate at the Springboks, and we've come a long way. I've been through rooming with him. We sleeps a lot, and me turning the aircon on too cold. So it's a beautiful day to celebrate with them, and we've come on this journey, through the time that they've been engaged, and we're just very happy.
He's come back from 2 leg breaks, which learned a lot. Coming back and playing at that high level is obviously quite an achievement, and I think his biggest achievement to date is asking his beautiful wife to marry him, and I'm so chuffed to be part of this special day.
You can feel the love in the room. As soon as you walk in, everybody is happy. Akona's happy, his wife's happy, so you can feel the love when you walk in here.
To be here with them today and celebrating this wonderful union they're going into, it's exciting to have my wife with me here celebrating on my brother's wedding. Words can't express how happy we are for them. We're just excited, and we wish them all the best.
That masterpiece of a cake was as good to eat as it was to look at. The couple even had wines created for their big day, a fitting toast to 2 originals.
What was it like to have your family and friends share this special moment with you?
I think we've been together for so long, and it was lovely to have the family and the close friends here today to share this special day with us, and just to experience what we've been through, and just for us to tell them as well, thank you for supporting us through this whole 9 years of our ups and downs, but finally we made it.
Sia and Akona Ndungane are living proof that slow and steady can win the race.
They've beaten a long-distance relationship, the demands of his rugby career and her legal studies. What a dynamic couple. We wish them every happiness.
Coming up, entrepreneur Lungangwana weds model Rosette Mogomotsi, and the latest trend in lingerie lets a woman wear her mystery on the outside.
Weddings are an economy of their own in South Africa, with true love sustaining many livelihoods. A businessman like Lungangwana can appreciate that, and he and model Rosette Mogomotsi certainly invested locally with this fantastic Winelands wedding.
This Franschhoek estate was where entrepreneur Lungangwana and swimwear and lingerie model Rosette Mogomotsi chose to be wed. Whilst it took them a while to find one another, the match was never in doubt.
We met 3 years ago at a restaurant in Cape Town through mutual friends. But on that day, I was invited by friends to come just join them for lunch. Because I just came to Cape Town and I was shooting the entire week. So we briefly met and he was gone. And I remember just a couple of days after, he called the three of us, my friends, the two friends and I, and he said, let's all meet for lunch. We're like, yeah, sure, why not? So we met up for lunch and yeah, we then started dating.
My friends were excited because they had said it's long overdue because it's been a while. I think I'm the last out of all my friends that have never been married before. So when I broke the news to them that I'm getting married, so they were very excited and happy for us.
Call it a moment of clarity, but before there was even talk of a wedding, when Rosette first laid eyes on this dress, she knew she'd found the one.
There's a very interesting story about how Rosette actually chose her dress. She walked in the fashion show for us 2 years ago at the Dome for the Wedding Expo, and when she put on this dress, she said, John, this is my wedding dress. I'm getting married in 2 years and this is my wedding dress. I said, yes, whatever. But 2 years later, and she walked in and she wanted the dress, and we didn't have it in stock, so we had to remake the dress for her, which is actually a good thing.
This was the first wedding held here after extensive renovation of this 330-year-old estate. Christina Holt made a show of it.
The bride and groom had a very specific brief for this wedding, and that was very much about staying with pastel colors, beautiful soft shades, a lot of gold and cream, and really to create a sophisticated, uber glamorous look for this special evening.
Custom designed cabanas made for the open-air lounge feel. And if you had a taste for wedding cake, you'd come to the right place.
The wedding cake is a beautiful 6-tier wedding cake extravaganza. It is reflective of the colors of the evening, so we have the beautiful blush tones that are coming through and a lot of gold for glamour. A lot of great icing elements. You will see all the beautiful flowers on there. It also has 6 different tiers in terms of 6 different flavors. So the guests are going to be treated to tasting all these beautiful different flavors after dessert.
As owner of soccer club Cape Town All-Stars, Lunga experiences nerves every time his team plays. So he was quite composed on this match day, as was his bride.
I'm excited about saying I do, that's for sure. And obviously looking at him when I approach him at the altar.
For me, I'm excited about the people that are going to be there because it's very people close to our hearts. And family will be there as well. So I guess it's just a historical moment for both of us. So I think that's what makes me look forward to it.
Amongst the guests were ministers, veterans of the liberation movement, and fellow businessmen.
The ceremony today, really, on the 21st of March, was splendid. It could not have chosen a better day. First of all, it's historic in our country, that is Human Rights Day. So it contributes to that culture. It's beautiful.
I thought the wedding was good. I'm very happy for my dad and my stepmom. They've been waiting for this day for ages, and I've been too. I really love him. I'm really happy for him and his wife, and all the best for the future.
The wedding has been just one of the most touching and moving experiences. There's really nothing like watching someone you love taking a step and a leap into a future of union. So for me, and I think for the family and everyone here tonight, it's just been special and moving and heartfelt.
Everything is so beautiful, and I'm just emotional and so happy for my friend, and I wish Lunga and Rosette all the best.
As did each of their 250 guests. To friend and sports minister Fikile Mbalula, it was all about feeling the love.
Out of all of us who got married, he attended our weddings, organized them, and finally we are here to support him, and I think it's going to be the greatest. And I know that he can persevere, he can endure, and I think today they are a great couple, and best wishes into marriage. God bless.
I think the fact that this wedding takes place during Human Rights Day, it denotes the seriousness of this occasion, a marriage between two loving people, a couple that is about to begin a family.
I think they chose a very good day, because this is not just a day in South Africa, but it's an international day. The significance of this is that they are acknowledging that they have a right to love, a right to live, a right to be part of society, a right to to bring new children in society, a right to be themselves and the right to happiness. That's human.
We both had such a spectacular time with all our friends and family, and all the artists that came through made it so extra amazing.
I had a very great evening. Family from my side and Rosette's family, and all my friends were here, my kids and everybody. I mean, I had the greatest day of my life.
That says a lot for a couple sure to have a life full of unforgettable moments.
So the garter is the star of the show at weddings, but this being Valentine's weekend, we thought we'd feature the latest in wearing a little lingerie on the outside. Setting the trend is a most sophisticated new collection inspired by none other than our own Queen Bee.
This Valentine's Day, lingerie is the outfit. Think Madonna in Jean-Paul Gaultier, Kate Moss's sheer Jacobs number, and Jen Aniston's slip. Givenchy are doing it, Dries Van Noten and Woolworths, as Taryn Gruber shows in this new Distraction collection.
I love lingerie as outerwear, but what are the latest looks that we're seeing for outerwear on the catwalk or on the street? Because when I think of that iconic Kate Moss in that sheer slip. I just think grab a leather jacket and heels and you're ready to go for the night.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially if you enjoy those looks that are a little bit edgy, like Kate Moss and Nicole Richie. But for Valentine's Day, I really recommend going into a little bit more of a traditional look. Seduction is always key, and I would definitely indulge the senses and the mind.
Lingerie should frame the body, draw the eye in, and enhance your natural allure.
This Distraction collection certainly is distracting. What inspired the range?
Well, this season it was really all about dark glamour and a more sophisticated kind of elegance, but without losing that little bit of cheeky mischief. And it's really about a new feminine attitude. Women are feeling a little bit more confident, able to incorporate lingerie in a much bolder way into their wardrobes. And it was really about beautiful, lavish textures, laces, embroideries, beautiful satin detailing.
There certainly is a lot of variety here. How do you choose?
Women with curves might want some more curve-enhancing support, or if you are needing a little bit more shape, maybe you want to go for a push-up or plunge push-up.
This I'm particularly drawn to because there's no underwire. You can sleep in this. It's really comfortable, practical, and incredibly gorgeous.
And if you had a beautiful dress with a low cut back, you could definitely wear that item as well because it's got a beautiful cut out back detail. Much like the bra as well, this worn to be seen piece can also be worn with a cut out back detailing, and you can actually show it off for the evening.
The muse for this sensuous collection was our own Bonang, and she's hoping it inspires the queen bee in every woman.
So today I had the pleasure of having a look at your collection and seeing what's to come. And I must admit, I was a little green with envy that you are the face of Distraction.
I think it's a huge honor, first and foremost. It's a lot of pressure to always make sure that you look incredible in the lingerie. But the entire collection really represents what I love, you know, luxury, sexiness, confidence, and a beautiful product that you feel good in.
And comfort.
Absolutely. Comfort is the most important part.
I love them all. They're all gorgeous. But there were a few that were my absolute special favorites. Did you have any particular favorites?
I would say, I think firstly, the olive green bodysuit, which is ridiculously sexy. It's a bit of mesh, some satin and some lace, plus it has a low back. So I picture a gorgeous woman wearing it with a sexy little black dress. And there's a baby doll chemise. It's white with the cutest, most adorable satin bow in the front. Opens up to reveal some beautiful panties underneath. So those two are my favorites. But I mean, all of them I love. So it's, you know, you're making it very difficult for me today, Jeannie.
A good silhouette is the first step to confidence. And that's what Distraction is all about. What women want. What makes us feel sexy. What makes us feel good. And on that note, I have a date to get ready for this evening. And so do you, Bonang.
I do. To the salon.
Whatever you're wearing this Valentine's Day, feminine mystique is at the heart of all seduction. Be the Distraction at Woolworths.
When the trend forecasters said that 2016 was bringing sexy back, we now know what they meant.
Up next, Jurgen Visser proposes with a little tease first, and at the heart of David Visser's 2020 form may be his happiness off the field.
You could say the most important decisions affecting our future are made at the union buildings. So when it came time for Fullback Jurgen Visser to ask drama graduate Minette Tollig for the biggest decision of her life, the seat of government just seemed the right setting.
They met at a Varsity Cup rugby final between Tuks and UCT. She was Miss Varsity Cup. He was a Tuks rugby star on the rise. After 2 years, she moved from the Cape to Pretoria and is now studying to be a dance teacher. When Jurgen proposed, he chose Valentine's night for the romance.
We had a nice a picnic late in the evening on the gardens there, in between candles, and yeah, so that was a scene, if I can put it that way.
And can I just say, he did it exactly as our first date in Stellenbosch. It was exactly the same pudding, exactly everything the same, so that was quite special.
So did you expect it?
I thought it was just Valentine's Day, but then I saw a box there. So then I thought, okay, maybe the question is coming. And then when I opened it, it was earrings.
I just had to do it, you know, just to keep the actual engagement ring a big surprise for the end of the night, yeah.
Yes, but after that, he took out another box, and then he proposed, and then I actually didn't see the ring at first. I just cried and didn't give him an answer. So, but after that, I saw the ring and I was just amazed. It was so beautiful.
For the wedding venue, the relaxed Oakfield farm in Mulder's Drift suited the couple. Minette chose designer Anel Buerta to do her dress. She's created gowns for Rolene Strauss and Melinda Bam, and this was another showstopper.
From the back detail, which was one of Minette's must-haves, to the halter in the front, the sparkle, lots of sparkle, the silhouette, which just completely complements her body, and the neckline also very much suited to her figure.
And this material, what material did you use?
We used a very light corded Spanish lace and then a beaded lace on top of that. We sort of, the layering of texture just gives you a little bit more depth in the design. And then the sparkle as well for the evening, for the dancing, is gonna be awesome.
Groomsmen Raniel Hirchua, William Small-Smith and Maria Schmidt saw Jurgen manage a lengthy long-distance relationship, so helping to organize a wedding came naturally.
I know normally the bride, she does all the planning and stuff, but me and Minette, we actually spoke about it the other day. We said, and my mom actually, she said she's never seen a groom that's so involved with all the planning. So I think it's an equal collaboration, but I must be honest, the admin stuff, Minette's better at that than I am. So Minette did all that. Yeah, we had a lot of fun together planning the wedding, and so far everything's gone very well.
Their theme was elegance in white and light grey with a hint of pink.
The couple wanted a beautiful, simple and elegant wedding. You know, some people don't want to be advised, they want to do their own thing. But they listened, you know, they took our advice, and, you know, I wish them all for their future because they're such a cute couple.
The flowers that I've chosen for Minette and Jurgen is hydrangeas, tulips, lysianthus, wax flowers, snapdragons, which are also very cute, and some of us from our younger days may remember them. They bring back quite good memories. So yeah, I think it has a nice quirky vibe to it. It's soft, it's elegant, and it's fresh.
The ceremony was a moving show of everyone's support for their marriage. Minette walked down the aisle on the arm of her proud father, Fritz Tollig. Guests included bulls, sharks, cheetahs, stormers, lions, and Springboks.
Bessie and Minette we've known them for quite a while now, since 2012, so yeah, they're a great couple, and we're just so happy to be sharing this awesome day with them on their special day where they finally got married. They've been together for I think 4 or 5 years, so we're glad that they finally tied the knot.
Well, I have to say I saw something different today, a bit more emotional. Normally Fissy is he likes to joke around a bit, but when things get serious, he's got the ability to be serious as well. But today was a bit different, and I could see he's all excited, and but it was a bit emotional as well with the service.
The couple's favorite hobby is quality time spent together growing their relationship. Jurgen's a 3-handicap golfer and a major fan of Manchester United. But it all comes second to just being with Minette.
He'll always fly down to Cape Town, every weekend or every second weekend. And I think it's like the third time we saw her, he asked her out.
And the love, passion, everything, it held. It didn't get away, nothing. And that's what we saw in these two.
Well, he's a quality person, a lot of character, and they will make a success out of their marriage. They will influence people positively wherever they go. He's a person and obviously a couple I think people will look up to.
Fissy, I'm Fissy, but he's young Fissy. I think he's a very, very dedicated guy. He was like that from a young boy at school. He played a lot of ball. That was our game. We haven't got small toys which he played with as a young guy, and
passionate about everything he does. It's black and white, there's no grey areas in his life.
Although his line-out skills are dubious. First, the garter hit the chandelier, and his next attempt was little better. Happily, he's staying at fullback.
I'm moving from the Bulls actually to the Kings.
But we're actually moving tomorrow.
We are moving tomorrow. We're driving down to PE actually together in Minette's car, so it's going to take a while, but we'll get there eventually. So that's the immediate future in PE for us. Very excited. I'm very excited to furnish our house, and we haven't stayed together before the wedding, we didn't stay together, so this is obviously going to be something new, but something we are very, very excited about, and that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be awesome.
They're settling into their new seaside apartment in PE. And whilst December was spent in training, they've returned from their honeymoon and are enjoying the start of their new life together.
From rugby's romantics to Proteas T20 star David Visser. Having just been called up for the one-day series against England, his new bride, Shivute Visser, must be dancing for joy, as they both were the night they were wed.
He's the all-rounder recently signed by the Royal Challengers Bangalore. She's a professional dancer, and they just click.
David and I met about 7 years ago through mutual friends, and we were best friends for about 2.5 years, and after that just started dating and ended up here now. So
she was always my go-to girl when I needed someone for functions, needed a date. I'd just call her up, put on a nice suit, and it seemed to work.
As such good friends who've now dated for 4 years, agreeing on this Muldersdrift venue was easy.
The feeling that you try and create here is of tranquility and blushfulness, the gardens, the different terraces, all those kind of things work for us. The bride and groom's experience should be blissful, excitement and happiness. We go out of our way to give excellent service, attentiveness to the bride, to the groom, to the guests, and they will have an amazing time today.
They chose an elegant theme of soft whites, creams and a hint of gold, suggesting the colors of our T20 Proteas team, which David is such a pillar of. Each table was named after a destination the couple have visited, and between his cricket and Shanae's international dancing career, they've covered much of the globe. David certainly cut a worldly figure in his tuxedo by Dion Daniels.
Well, what we decided to do with David's suit is keep it very simple and classic because Shanae has found her Prince Charming already, so we didn't need really to dress him up that much. But it is always great to have a custom-made suit, especially for someone like David that is so tall.
Like Beyonce said, I'm a tall, lanky guy, so not many suits fit me. And we came with this idea for the nice, clean-cut, modern look. The whole James Bond feel. It just came together nicely and fits perfectly. And I knew Dion would do a great job.
Very Rat Pack. While Shanae's off-the-shoulder number would knock David out of the park.
my dress is a St. Patrick's dress. It's from Barcelona, Spain. It is very Spanishy, it's very lace, a lot of lace. As soon as I tried it on, was exactly what I was looking for, so I'm absolutely happy.
When we went into the room and we saw Shanae for the first time and how she is glowing in that dress, it was just so awesome, and we just knew that that was the dress for her and that was everything that she ever dreamed of as a little girl.
As the bride arrived, her mom reacted the way mothers tend to do.
When I saw Shanae, I was blown away. She looked even more beautiful than I imagined she would look. No, she was a beautiful bride.
David had just flown in from the IPL, and after 10 days apart, their moment at the altar was very special. As was having his Titans teammates there. After 100 games with them, he'd earned the honor of their batsman's salute, witnessed by over 130 guests. His friends and family may see less of him now, but they're all cheering his success abroad.
Dave is a very awesome person. I've been playing with him a long time. He shares good advice with us. So all the best for him, for his future, and I hope he builds on that one and make it a great one.
Our ceremony was beautiful. The place, the venue is extraordinary. And yeah, it was a nice, simple wedding, and I'm very happy for Dave that he's got to, and hopefully he treats it well.
I mean, I've known Dave for a long time, and he's a guy that's so sweet, good heart. You know, he enjoys the laugh, and I think Chenin is full of life. She's beautiful, and I think they make a beautiful couple together.
Definitely what stood out for me was in the reception, I noticed that David and Chenin literally couldn't take their eyes away from each other. They were locked in, and you could see it's just pure, unadulterated, genuine love between the two of them. He just kept kissing her on the forehead. It was really such a sweet, sweet ceremony and a beautiful reception, and we're about to break it down, so I can't wait for that.
The dry ice machine on the dance floor was a triumph as the newlyweds looked to be floating.
She was the most elegant, classic, beautiful bride ever. I mean, she's looking beautiful tonight. Her eyes are sparkling, her hair is perfect, her makeup is perfect. She's got so much love in her heart. When she said her vows in the chapel this afternoon, I thought I was going to cry myself for the rest of the night.
With the T20 World Cup in March and Chenin at the top of her game, there's great expectation for both of them.
Chenin has been fantastic. I mean, she supports him, she watches him as much as she can. She's a great dancer as well, so he goes and watches her. But she has been a great source of support to him, and I know that they're going to have a wonderful cricket marriage going forward. I can just see that.
It's an unreal feeling at this stage, it's a bit surreal. I think it's going to hit me a bit later, but I just can't wait to start my life with my new wife and spend the rest of our lives together.
Oh, definitely, exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Here's hoping the bride can spare her man to help in the current one-day internationals too.
David, whatever you give to Chenin this Valentine's Day, please include some English wickets. As cricket lovers, we think that would be extremely romantic.
Just ahead, the incredible marriage of Walter and Albertina Sisulu inspires the love their granddaughter Tumi Sisulu has found with Peter Shivute.
He works at the UN World Food Programme. She runs a pediatric cardiac foundation, and it's a shared love of helping others that brought lasting happiness to Peter Shivute and Tumi Sisulu. Their big day was beyond special.
Tumi is the daughter of former SA ambassador to the US, Sheila Sisulu, and granddaughter to liberation icon Walter Sisulu. Today, she's CEO of an organization that arranges heart treatments for Africa's children.
Tumi, you've grown up in such an influential family. How has that had an impact on your life?
Well, to me, they're just my family. I've never thought of it that way. Our grandparents always taught us that, so many people were involved in the struggle. So many people fought to make South Africa a better country for everybody. And so there's so many people who weren't recognized, so many families, individuals. So the fact that our family name is known now really isn't what's important. And what's important is to remember what people sacrificed and what they've done, and for us to continue working hard to make this country a better place.
And so the wedding bell's in the air, that's quite a milestone that you've reached. If they had any words of wisdom, what do you think they'd leave you with?
Well, they're such an inspiration. They had this amazing marriage, even through all of the difficulties, and I think really family was so important to them that they would definitely say we should value our family and love each other.
Tumi's Namibian fiancé, Peter, certainly knows the way to her heart.
Peter, what a great place to find a man of the house. Rumor has it that there's a little interesting story around food as to how you guys met.
One of the first times we met was Tumi had a dinner party at home, so she decided to cook.
He showed up late and then proceeded to tell me that my chicken was okay, but he could do better.
But I had to make sure that she remembered me. Anyhow, we both fell in love around that time, around the theme of food.
and still continue to this day.
The elegant reception would take place in this Georgian house turned venue in Hyde Park, and Tumi entrusted someone she knew could pull it off, her sister-in-law, Sisulu.
We're going more for a floral bliss. So what we did is we incorporated our theme through color. We used the vintage golds, we used the ivories, we used the blush pinks and corals, and we took that out through the fabrics, the linen on the tables. We added a little bit of orchids because of the Asian taste that Tumi has, just to make her happy. But really we concentrated mainly on roses because they bring out, that little bit of royalty that we were trying to go after.
It's Peter's job to see that 80 million people a year get food, many of them children. So the 8-tiered cake had to be regal and multi-flavored for the kids.
We met with Tumi and Mrs. Sir to discuss her ideal cake for her wedding, and she basically showed us 5 different cakes which we had to put together for it to flow properly.
All the flowers that we made are handcrafted. She wanted the coral and the gold to match with the theme, and a very big cake that would match her dress and the wedding, as it is a very big wedding.
No one was going to forget this cake or Tumi's bridal gown. Designer David Tlale made sure it was a stunning original.
Everything he did, he just took my words and turned them into this sketch that was absolutely what I wanted, and I'm like blown over, honestly.
Sourced fabrics, the lace we imported, which is like really, really beautiful, and also it's just like wanted to keep it like the typical bridal silhouette, but with like elements of freshness, and I think the color does magic.
Love the colors.
The Sisulu bridal party was a reminder to the groom that he was marrying the granddaughter of a great man of the people, a ruler of hearts. Peter wishes to be the same to his bride.
Tumi grew up in America, spent some of her most formative years there, so I decided to get the ring there. It's really a global ring. It's flown more miles than a lot of people who are here today, and I'm just so proud to have it here. Akona, the best man, has it now, and he should show it to me.
It's extremely sentimental. Peter took a lot of time picking it out, and so I'm hoping not to lose it.
Peter marrying Tumi was a process that began a year into their relationship. Her uncle Max Sisulu noted that the family is big, and like a mountaineer, Peter should survey the mountain before climbing it. Sadly, the bride's father, Lungi Sisulu, wasn't present. Although he passed away shortly before the wedding, tradition holds that the union should go on. And that's how Lungi himself felt about it.
The Sisulu family is really still in mourning because Lungi passed away and was buried very recently. But knowing his condition, he had already given his blessing, and he wanted that this wedding must not be delayed. But also, he did the unusual of being the witness who signs on behalf of the groom as the father-in-law. There can be no greater acceptance of the union than that. So Lungi is the latest of the Sisulu ancestors who are celebrating wherever they are under the grace of God.
The groom's love for Tumi shone through during their vows. She's a woman whose entire work life is dedicated to helping children get accessible medical care, earning her the respect of her in-laws.
What a beautiful ceremony we've had. As Namibians, what is your message to the couple?
I wish them that the Lord can bless them and keep them. And we are waiting really for our bride in Namibia. Tumi, welcome to Namibia with Peter.
Mamzanele, message to the beautiful couple.
First of all, I would like to say that it's such a joy to see such a ceremony. And I wish them all the best in their future. Thank you very much.
Everywhere you turned, you met someone who in one way or another was involved in creating our democracy. Not least the woman who President Nelson Mandela charged with our country's relations with America.
The family has just grown larger. As it was said in the ceremony, it's two clans, not two families, two clans, international, from Southern Africa, not only South African. So we embrace our oneness as humanity in these two.
Tumi was a baby and now she's, lady in her own right. And I'm here to say thank you very much to all the people who came in support of this lovely occasion, but also in remembrance of my wonderful brother, who just passed away just short of handing over their daughter to the young husband.
The fun they had was very much in the spirit of Tumi's father, the activist and businessman who, whilst being the rock of the family, always saw the lighter side of life.
Oh, it's been such a fantastic experience. We've had so many friends and family come out and support us. It was, a full room and it was so lovely and everybody seemed to be having a good time and we've just felt really loved and supported today. So we're very, very happy.
I don't know if you caught me, but I shed a tear or two. It was absolutely spectacular. Absolutely mind-blowing. Thank you, David. Thank you, Tumi.
Thank you, Adi. Thank you.
It's clear that in Peter and Tumi, another era of committed, selfless leaders is secure. People who want all of Africa to enjoy a good life.
Many guests told us with a smile that they were sure Tumi's father, Lungi Sisulu, was there in spirit. They could feel the love.
Still to come, a winemaker's story of how life gets better in your 40s, particularly if you're an award-winning grapevine.
Like sending a Valentine's card, planting grapevines is a vote of confidence in the future. That's what they did on Lavenier Estate 43 years ago. And it's those vines that have made them winners in the Standard Bank Chenin Blanc Top 10 Challenge.
The Stellenbosch estate already had its Chenin Blanc voted best in the country some years ago. And those same vines are still producing wine. Arguably even better than before. Winemaker DERICK introduced us to their star vineyard.
This isn't your typical vineyard.
Definitely not. It's a very old vineyard. It's 43 years old, and because of this age and because of the circumstances within this block, you've got sandy loam for topsoil, which it's really parched without any water at a very early stage in ripening. It gives much more concentrated fruit to the end that makes exquisite wine.
There's a reason winemakers spend 4 years at university. It's a science.
In this specific block, we've got 2 areas that we harvest separately. We'll harvest the top part first for the acidity, and then the lower part, closer to the dam, we'll leave for a little bit of botrytis. And this botrytis just adds to the strawyiness, a little bit of the sweetness, much more of the riper aroma spectrum to the final blend. It adds to the complexity, it gives it the glycerolness and the fattiness and the ability to age.
Standard Bank's involvement in this industry is about spreading the benefits.
It means a lot to any winemaker winning competition of this stature, and definitely for your own purposes, also for the farm. So definitely on a personal level, it means a lot. From a business perspective, definitely it adds value and prestige to your product.
You know what I love? Is that the prize money is used to give back to the community.
That's right. So we actually want to create a base where we can teach our people much more about business, having something really viable, sustainable, and really show them what we do on the farm as managers and as a company. And really it needs to be a form of education.
Teaching visitors to understand the depth in wine is also a priority, with special wine tastings and pairings.
Ah, wow. This is what I'm talking about. My kind of party, Dick.
It is. I'm going to show you some beautiful wines this afternoon with some nice aromas. We'll start off today by just explaining a little bit that literally what you'll find within biltong, savouriness, chocolate, the same aromas you'll have in your wine, whether it's a white wine or a red wine. I've got some Chenin Blanc to taste, and we'll definitely have it with some of the dried fruits.
What are we looking forward to tasting with regards to the Chenin?
With the Chenin, you'll definitely have more riper fruit, especially with the single block Chenin that we're going to have. It's a more mature wine, so you're definitely going to have some of the riper dried apricots and pear.
I gotta give it a go with some of the fruit. I think apricot might be a good suggestion.
Now taste your wine.
Oh my goodness, where have I been all this time? The apricot really complements the flavor of this wine.
It's like you've got this backlog, you taste the aroma there, you taste the aroma in your wine, and all of a sudden everything just makes sense.
Does that have anything to do with the placebo effect?
It's once you've got this aroma profile stuck in your mind almost, and somebody tells you that you're going to taste something like that, it is actually easier to pick up its sensory smell within your wine. So with red wine, you'll definitely find more savory notes. You'll find cranberries, especially in pinotage. You'll find some chocolate, some olives. So let's have some of the red and taste and compare.
I definitely taste the cranberries in here. Not only cranberries, raspberries, blueberries. It's almost like I'm drinking a cup full of berries.
Yeah, we truly believe in keeping the fruit, you know.
You know what? I also taste dark chocolate in here, so I wonder how this will go down. Just what I thought. Magnifique. Delicious.
With something that's been oaked, you'll definitely pick up a much more oaky notes sometimes to the back of it, and that's where the chocolate and the spicy and the savoriness comes from.
There's a lot of jargon surrounding wine. Crisp, creamy, fruity. What does it all mean?
When we as winemakers or as drinkers talk about something crisp, I'll always think about something like a Sauvignon Blanc. So that's something really, we call it feet in the swimming pool wine. It's wines with a beautiful acidity. If you go crisp, it's really a fast process of getting the wine through fermentation, sulfuring it up, getting it into a bottle, and letting people drink it. If you talk about something creamy, you're talking about aging, you're talking about butternage, something a little bit more glycerol-like, something ripe. You talk about something more full-bodied. One is just easy drinking, and the other one is a bit more mature, a bit more creamy, and that you get out of the process that the whole wine goes through.
The Lovenair farm lies with slopes facing in every direction, creating a natural diversity of styles. The Standard Bank Chenin Blanc Top 10 Challenge recognizes that diversity is a strength, helping move this estate, its wine and its community forward.
Here's a toast to the future, in which all of you searching for that crazy beautiful thing called love will find it, and all of you who have it will only see it grow stronger. Until next week, good night, God bless, and happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
On next week's red carpet lineup, it's a top-billing TV exclusive, as the multi-talented Bianca LaGrange says I do to actor David Johnson. The Drakensberg are alive with the sound of music as the Balas return to Loyiso's roots. Laughter is the spice as David and Talia Cow toast their 10th anniversary in Zanzibar. Plus Gugu and Letshego Zulu almost take it easy with baby Leletu in Mauritius.